Dear student, we are discussing about crystal structures. Three-dimensional arrangement of particles in crystals. That is unit cell. The smallest repeating structure unit of a crystalline solid is called unit cell. Unit cells represent can be described as the smallest portion of a crystal lattice. Unit cell characterized by its dimensions along three edges like A, B and C, which may or may not be mutually perpendicular. Angle between three edges A, B and C. This unit cell is characterized by 6 parameters, that is A, B, C, alpha, beta and gamma. That is crystal lattice. We can show that the structures crystal lattice, that is a crystal lattice, straight line joining lattice points. Crystalline solids have a regular and periodically repeating pattern of constituent particles that that is the particles, constituent particles of a crystal in space. Each particle depicted as a point is called crystal lattice. There are 14 possible three-dimensional lattice are known as Bravais lattice. This Bravais lattice किसे कहते हैं? जिस 14 possible three-dimensional lattices are called Bravais lattice. Each point is lattice is called lattice point or lattice side. There are 7 unit cells, that is Bravais lattice. First one, cubic system, tetragonal system, orthorhombic system, rhombohedral system, monoclinic system, triclinic system and hexagonal systems. That is also known as cubic lattice, tetragonal lattice, orthorhombic lattice, Bravais lattice, rhombohedral Bravais lattice, monoclinic, triclinic and hexagonal lattice. In cubic system, there are 3 kinds of unit cells, that is HSC, that is simple cubic or primary cubic unit cell, body centered cubic unit cell or face centered cubic unit cell. In tetragonal system, there are two kinds, HCC, that is simple cubic unit cell, body centered cubic unit cell, that is BCC. In orthorhombic system, there are 4 kinds, simple cubic unit cell, that is or primary cubic unit cell, body centered unit cell, that is BCC, face centered unit cell, that is FCC and end centered or base centered. In orthorhombohedral system, only one type of system, that is simple cubic unit cell. And monoclinic systems have 2 types, that is simple, that is SCC or primary cubic unit cell, or end centered or base centered cubic unit cell. In triclinic system or triclinic lattice, there are only one types, that is SCC or primary cubic unit cell. Hexagonal systems are only SCC, that is simple or primary cubic unit cell. 7 crystal systems are associated with 14 Bravais lattices. That is, there are 14 Bravais lattices or are called 14 unit cells, that is cubic system, orthorhombic system, tetragonal system, monoclinic, rhombohedral, triclinic and hexagonal. The examples of cubic systems are NaCl, zinc blende, copper. In orthorhombic, rhombic sulfur, KNO3, BaSO4, barium sulfate. Tetragonal systems, simple cubic or primary. The example of tetragonal, white tone, SnO2, TiO2, barium sulfate. In monoclinic system or monoclinic lattice, example monoclinic sulfur, rhombohedral system. The example calcite, CaCO3, calcium carbonate, HGS, that is Cenebar. In triclinics, the example of triclinic K2Cr2CN7, copper sulfate, H3BO3 and hexagonal systems are example graphite, ZnO and CDS. That is the structures of all cubic systems. Unit structures are present.